Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachah, Kodash, double honor to the apostles and elders of great millstone that rule well, labouring the word in doctrine. Psalm chapter 38, verse 4, for mine iniquities are gone over mine head, as an heavy burden, they are too heavy for me. Again, giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachah, Kodash. Right, intercession, right, is the name of the game. Right, we all, as you know, our righteousnesses are like unto filthy rags. And when you go into the Hebrew of that word, even the Greek in that word, because you got the Septuagint, which is a Greek translation. Obviously, we believe or we know by faith that it does originate from the Hebrew. When you're going into that word in the Hebrew into the Greek, you know, that word is actually a menstruous rag, right? So our righteousness is like unto a blood clot. You know, not to make mockery or not to make a joke, but as in the Caribbean, you know, that is a term we have for that item, you know, that menstrual cloth, that menstrual rag. All of our righteousnesses is like unto a blood clot. That's really, if you were to get like a Jamaican patois slang translation, you know, that would be accurate. So all of our righteousnesses, what we do in the flesh, you know, our iniquities are over our head, you know, whether it be in this life, whether it be in the life before. So that's the beauty of this truth. You know, not that we've sinned, that's not beautiful, but the fact that we're able to have that remission of sins, have the Lord forget our sins. For our iniquities are gone over our head, they're too, as a heavy burden, they're too heavy for us. You know, it said, my wounds stink and are corrupt because of my foolishness. You know, so we've got, you know, spiritual infections throughout the whole of the nation, even of them that are hoping to be of the elect. The only one that can say, you know, they came in the flesh and did no sin is Yahweh Shai. You know, none of us are Yahweh Shai. So it's a lesson of, you know, there's rebuke and reproof, which are absolutely necessary. You know, we're not saying that they're not to exist, but also mercy and humility. You know, these are also two key factors of the walk, because we are in the flesh. You know, we've done great wickedness, you know, formerly. If you weren't worshipping Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, then you were having another God before him, right? That's if you want to keep it simple, the Christians speak about, or the Antichrists, they call themselves Christians, would say the 10 Commandments, that's what I keep. You know, but they don't reverence the Sabbath day, they don't even acknowledge it, right? And if they're acknowledging Friday sundown, Saturday sundown, potentially that's how it could fall one month, but that doesn't necessitate a Sabbath, right? Just because it's Friday sundown by the Gregorian calendar doesn't mean it's the Sabbath, right? The Sabbath is based upon the moon. All feasts are based on the moon. It tells you that in Leviticus, the 23rd chapter. Then it says, for the moon is the sign of feasts in Ecclesiasticus, right? Sirach. The moon is the moon is a sign of feasts, a light that decreaseth in her perfection. So full moon is when you see all of the moon. You know, a light that decreaseth in her perfection, that means goes down in her perfection, right? So once she's got to the full point of being a full moon, then it begins to go down, right? Some people say, you know, the full moon is the new moon. Well, that wouldn't make sense. A light that decreaseth in her perfection, right? If that was the case, it would increase in the perfection. You know, perfection, fullness. You know, they're synonymous. If you're being perfect, you know, you're being holistic, you're being full, being whole, and that's again going back to the intercessor, right? The accounts or takes that sin away, gives remission of sins. Well, then that's Yahweh Shai, right? It's Yahweh Shai that's able to take that away, and only through faith, right? Like it says, not of works lest any man should boast. You know, because we can all try and justify ourselves. You know, it says a sinful man will not be reproved, but findeth an excuse according to his own will. Right? When there was no king. There was no king in that days, and everyone did that which was right in their own eyes. Judges 21 and 25, and that's written as well elsewhere, verbatim. I can't remember where that is. Forgive me on that, but it is written. You know, look it up, be like the church of church of Berea, not like the church of Thessalonica. Checking the things readily, checking them things daily, whether those things are so. Don't just take my word for it, this brother's word for it, that brother's word for it. You know, believe in the scriptures. You know, it's good to check it out, and once you've checked it out, you can believe what someone's told you because you've verified it. You know, it's been verified. Too many people believe based on what the pastor said. So everyone can find an excuse according to their own will, if sinful. And he also says, the way of every man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord weigheth the hearts, if I'm paraphrasing that correctly. You know, so everyone can try and say, well, I did this, and that for this reason. You know, and there is some case, if you want to put it on a secular level, there's every law, every country has their own, you know, whether it be constitution or set of laws, whatnot. There's a case in most places, or at least at some point in history, for killing, right? There's a justified or a rightful, righteous killing. Every culture has a historically considered right. If you do this, then that's the death penalty. You know, certain places still have it to this day, certain places do not. But the point being is that every culture historically has said that. You know, so everyone can find an excuse to justify something, right, by their own quote-unquote logic, logos, their own words, right? But it's Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai that weigheth the hearts. And that's why it's beautiful when our iniquities are too much. As it says in Psalms, cast thy burden upon the Lord, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, right? Because all these things in the earthly realms, or in the physical, will, you know, be cast away at some point. It might not be right now. A lot of people believe in the physical. Many trust in chariots because there are many. For example, you know, some people trust in Pharaoh and his host of chariots, you know, because they're mighty. But woe unto them, right, that go down to Egypt for they trust in the shadow of Egypt. Like I'll use the example a lot when you've got a sweltering hot day. You just want to find that coconut tree, you want to go sit under it and get that shade, that shadow, you know, and have that comfort, that protect from the great furnace, you know, of the great troubles of the heat of the day. Well, spiritually, metaphorically, symbolically, by symbol or by metaphor, the times are coming, you know, the times have come, the times are coming. Jacob's trouble, the third war, the great, the time that all that dwell upon the earth will be tried. These times are coming, they're coming. Now it needs to be Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai that is that cool of the day, that brings that cool of the day, right? That you have that respite from the great intense heat. You know, that is that time that's never been since it was a nation, even to that very time. You know, and that part of that is acknowledging, you know, in the former world, in the world formerly, if you used to be of the opinion, you know, I can do it all myself, I don't need a God, you know, that's the time to recognize, no, I do need a God. You know, I can't do this alone. It's not to be weak, you know, that is true strength, acknowledging, you know, your limitations as a man. You know, there is limitations to being a man. That's these you know, red pill, alpha male, whatnot. There's some good advice. There's some scripturally sound advice. You know, building yourself up, providing for your own house. These are biblical principles, absolutely. But it gets to a point where you can't say, well, you're a man, so you're meant to be able to do this, and that. No, we can do all things through Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, who strengthened me. You know, the Antichrist Christians like to use that scripture a lot. Then you go, well, can you try and keep the Sabbath perhaps? Well, that's a sticky one now. You know, but we can do all things. You know, and there's a context to that, of course. We can do all things through Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, who strengthen us. Right? There is a need, a necessity for a power that's outside of ourselves. There absolutely is. That's where a lot of these quote-unquote conscious community, or these red pill, you know, red pill's meant to be the truth. You know, based on the film The Matrix. Well, the truth, the way, the truth, and the life, and the light of the world is Yahweh Shai. Right? And that's who we should be casting our burdens upon. You know, because without that, the way is too heavy. Our iniquities have gone over our head as a heavy burden. They're too heavy for us. They're too heavy for we. Certain things, it's not weak to admit that Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai is our power, is necessary. We need intercession. We're not perfect in the flesh. We can only be made perfect through faith in the blood of Yahweh Shai. That's true strength, right? That's true boldness. We're told to come boldly before the throne. Declare his knowledge exactly, show forth doctrine in weight. Well, to do it exactly, to do it properly, we need to have trust, faith. That which is seen is not faith. That which is seen is not of faith. Right? So that's the beauty. That's the true strength. The truth is our true strength. We don't boast in the flesh, like it says, not of works that any man should boast. But the scriptures that talk about we boast all day in the Lord, man. All day we boast in the Lord. The great things he did in Egypt. Right? But in this new Egypt, there's going to be a new Pesach. Right? A new Passover. Hamashiach, Yahushai, our Passover. Right? Was sacrificed for us. So there's going to be a new deliverance from the land of the north and all the lands with it. He hath gathered them. But we need to be of that mindset of being able to cast our burden upon Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai. And accept that heavy burden can be lifted through faith. Right? Not trying to take on the world as yourself. Like is it not written in your law, ye are gods? Yes. Allah Hayam, plural. But guess what? There's a super, the Most High. Right? That is the superior. That's what I'm looking for. The superior. That is the head God over all gods. Right? The God of all gods. Even these other nations' idols are gods, but they're not gods. They are powers which have no power. But they're still powers. To a degree they're considered powers by some. But we, the Israelite men, the judges, are known as powers, are known as gods. But there's a God over us. Don't forget that. Don't think just because you're an Israelite, it's the be-all and end-all of, that's it. That's not it. We still need to be delivered. Okay, we still need to be delivered. Lord willing, that's coming as soon as it is. He gives that command. But I'll leave it there. Don't forget your burden. We have intercession. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rachak Kodash. Shalom.